not all KPIs are created equal. And I want to share a little story here. I think helps really illustrate why the different KPIs that we want to think about are important. In 1999, after a long time of developing and building and engineering, NASA launched the Mars Climate Orbiter. And its mission was to fly to Mars, orbit the Mars planet, and learn a lot about the atmosphere and the climate below on Mars. And so multiple teams came together, like always happens at NASA, and they built this thing, launched it, and off it went to Mars. Well, what actually happened was it didn't make it into orbit at Mars, it made it onto Mars, which was not what they were planning. So their goal was to put this thing in orbit, and instead it crashed into Mars. And when they looked at it in hindsight, there was some very basic root causes. There was a team that was engineering the rocket, the motors, all the things that helped get it there. And then there was another team that was doing all of the navigational trajectory systems and calculations. One of those teams was using imperial measurements. One of them was using metrics. So as the satellite launched and was on its way to Mars, those small deviations between those two systems continued to compound over time until there was such a big variance that as it entered the Martian atmosphere, it actually entered too low, and it caused the whole thing to get sucked down into the planet and crash. Cost $125 million. And so if you think about that from a business perspective, the lagging indicator was put the satellite into orbit around Mars. But there were a lot of leading indicators that if we were looking at those things along the way, would have allowed the course correction to happen before the lagging indicator of it landed on the planet instead of in orbit. And so if we think about our business, we want to be thinking about not just the lagging indicator of what's our quarterly goal or annual goal that we're trying to accomplish, but what are all the individual things that lead up to that give us confidence that we're actually going to produce the result. Again, this is an opportunity to have some healthy, constructive, conflicting debate over why does this thing matter? As you start to get that feedback, the organization will get better at understanding what are those important things that make those differences. So then you can start building your KPIs.